Hello my makeup loving friends, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Teresa. Today we are looking at the Makeup Revolution Soph collection. So I obviously didn't get all of it, that would be ridiculous, but I got the 18 pan eyeshadow palette. Took forever to get here. Like, I know this is old news, but look, it is what it is. So I got the 18 pan eyeshadow palette. I got one of the highlighter duos. I got it in the lightest shade, which I believe was frosted icing or frosting icing or something like that. Yeah, sugar frosting, there you go. And I also got the lip set, which was Candy Icing. So if you want to see some swatches, if you want to see a tutorial on this eye look and see what it is that I thought of each of these products, then this is the video for you. Do please keep on watching. Can we talk about this packaging? It feels a little bit luxe. Why, Revolution, you really are spoiling us. Ferrero Rocher. Does anyone else remember that? You know, Ambassador, you are spoiling us. Am I very old? Oh, okay, fair. Anyways, this is the palette. I'm going to smoosh it onto my face. Now, she gave reasons for each of the names and thought they were pretty valid. So we'll get into it now. I want to actually, I'll really dig in because I want to give it the best possible chance. So this is, to be fair, I also say this a lot, decent white, mirror ball, cookie dough, Frere, because, you know, she like gave shade names to each of her family, which, that's pretty cool. I hear a donkey outside. Welcome to the country. Blue Lagoon, Lockdown. Too soon, Soph, too soon. Very, very pale purple, even on me. Hello? Hello? Okay, we'll let it be. Not gonna lie, I should hope not. We have enough of that in life. Speaking from experience. Sunshine. Irony of ironies, by the way, after a bit of a warm spell in Ireland and now it's gotten all dark again, which I'm fine with because I am not made for heat. Not made for heat. It's got all overcast again. I'm like, okay, this is more my speed, people. This is more my speed. So then we have the next four. We have cocktail. I really emphasise the first part of that word. Dreamy, which by the way is a very pretty looking, almost duochrome. Oh, I don't hate it. Interesting. Maman. See, I can do French. Je suis en français. Je suis en pomme de terre, you know. Festive. Oh, I like that. It's quite a grungy green. And very last row, it's quite a rainbowy palette, you know. Interesting that it's come out around about the time of Pride. Not saying anything, but yeah. Extra Spice. Lover. Cereal. She wanted to apparently call it Cocoa Pops, but you know. Copyright, etc. Papa. And the very last two. So apparently Brownies is from one of her palettes already. I don't know because I don't have it with me. I left that in Carlo, or Catlo as I like to call it sometimes. So put Brownies here, and obviously Night Owl has to go here. Part of my moustache. Beautiful. Couldn't be more beautiful. Now I'm obviously not going to bother swatching the lip stuff because I'll be using those, but I got the face highlighter duo in Sugar Frosting, which was the palest shade, and I figured, well, if it doesn't suit me, well, it isn't pale enough, because, you know, I am the colour of a snow cone, you know, without any syrup in it. Don't know why I felt the need to qualify that. Yeah, so this is them. Where will I put it? Running out of face space, and yeah, I think I can make those work for me. So that's it. Those are the swatches, the swatcheroonies. If you want to see what I'm doing with the rest of this, or with life in general. No, I'm not going to answer that because that's too difficult. But we'll just hang out. We'll chill. We'll do things. It'll be lovely. Grab tea. It'll be grand. I'm saying this more to assure myself than anything else. So I was weird and I essentially wanted to try out as many colours as I possibly could, and I've reverted to my barricade ways. I regret nothing, and I have tea, so it's all fine. I've obviously primed the eye. You know, like that's what we do. I don't have Cece next to me. I'm feeling very abandoned. It's very difficult. I am taking this Jessup JE03 and I'm going into the shade Sunshine, which is yellow, obviously. I have to say, very impressed with the pigment of this. I thought this is actually a very, very vibrant yellow. Like that shows up, no problem. And I mean, let's be real, there's so many rubbish yellows out there, but this is pretty good, all things considered. I have had some issues recently with Beauty Bay. Okay, you're going to sit here and you're going to listen to me. And now that I have a captive audience. So, on Friday, I ordered the Beauty Bay Utopia palette and then the like activated palette thingy and some pigments. I didn't order the glasses because I'm ridiculous, but not that ridiculous. And I put down for next day delivery because I was like, okay, I want to be able to make a video out of this because I am attempting to do things over here, you know, like it's great crack, but I also want to do stuff here. I am using this Madison M9 brush and I'm going into the shade Maman, which, by the way, can I just say, love that Soph's mum went for green because it was all to do with the garden, but I'm like, no, I think she low-key likes green. So also low-key, his outfit is green, so this works. But anyways, I ordered next day delivery with Beauty Bay. Try and follow my train of thought. I know it's not easy, and God darn them, that was Friday, like Friday afternoon, and Saturday it should have been delivered. It wasn't. Sunday, obviously, they don't operate. Now, Monday here was not a bank holiday. That was yesterday. So it should have technically, well, it should have arrived on Saturday, but it should have technically arrived then. But I only got the email today saying it was in the sorting hub, which I was like, are you effing kidding me? And I got onto Beauty Bay and they're like, yeah, it'll take 1 to 2 days. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? They were like, oh yeah, according to your thing, it'll take 1 to 2 days. And I'm like, well then why did you say that next day delivery was even an option? Went straight into Moira Rose there. This has been happening a lot recently. I'm very sorry. It's just, I've been watching a lot of Schitt's Creek. I'm taking this Lois Cosmetics brush and I'm going into Blue Lagoon, which I really want to go to. It's in Iceland and, you know, it's a dream of mine to go there. I'll pop that there. But I was like, well, why did you say that this was an option for me? Like, don't tell me I can have it when I can't. And she was like, oh, it'll be with you in 1 to 2 days. So I'm like, so essentially a week from when I ordered it. I don't know about you, but a week is not next day. So I wasn't really pleased. And they were like, hey, we'll give you 250 tribe points. And I'm like, but I can't get anything with the tribe points because you don't let anyone get things on sale. So it's a bit rubbish, really. So I'm still trying to figure them out, and Kaleidos still haven't got back to me. I haven't received anything from them in 30 something hours. So, by the way, if you watched yesterday's video, that's what that was about. I am using this Anastasia A26 and I'm going into the purple, which is Papa, because apparently he likes purple, which I'm like, okay, that's fair. Papa and Mamo are going with the colours that I enjoy, so I feel like I'll get on with them. But yeah, as I was saying in yesterday's video, Kaleidos basically went, oh, whoops, we kind of lost your package. We didn't realise it. We've sent out another one now. Here's the tracking information. I'm like, oh, just cancel it. Like, there's no point in me getting it now because it's you know, irrelevant. And I've spent a ridiculous amount of money on this. It was meant to be, you know, a present from Sahil as well, which really sucks because he was like, oh, it'll be great. It'll help with your channel. And I was like, oh, you're the best. Thank you. And, yeah, now it's kind of null and void. Like it's, I mean, everyone has done it now, so it's like, oh, no one will look at that. I know some of you guys will because you're great and you you put up with my weirdness, and I do appreciate that. But you know, I just was like, oh, this is annoying. Taking this Jessup 228, I put it through the colour switch, and literally, I'm just gonna do some blending. So yeah, I was just really kind of frustrated. I haven't heard anything back from them on that because I'm like, I don't really want it at this point because I'm just annoyed, and I think just in general, I'm not in the best of form. There's kind of stuff going on. I can't say what it is, but I'm really stressed out and a little bit depressed, and I think that's just making me be a little bit more agitated than usual. She says as she's making herself into a colourful flamingo. Well, not so much a colourful flamingo as a parakeet. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten, Elena. I haven't forgotten. I'd never forget. So, yeah, that's just kind of affecting me a little bit. The blend there is pretty good. Again, through the colour switch, because I just want to make sure I'm not muddying them up. Don't worry. That's future Teresa's going to solve all of this. Maybe, probably not. She really shouldn't be given things to solve if we're 100% honest. She's really not very capable. I mean, do the eyes match? No. I definitely have more blue on this side than this side, and more green on this side than that side. But sure, look, you know, maybe if I take a bit of the blue and pop it here and kind of swish it over there like that, is that how we'll get over that particular calamity? Oh, Calamity Jane. Haven't seen that in ages. God, I'd love like a musical day to just sit down and watch some musicals. I'm in a musical mood these days. I don't know what's happening. I blame Mary. She's wonderful. Like I said before, box office radio. I'll pop it down in the description box. All that sort of jazz. Jazz, jazz, jazz. I mean, I think that's blended really well. Okay, the next thing I did then was... And the reason why I did this was she had said, I put a white into this palette and a black so you could lighten out and deepen looks. And I was like, okay, well, if that's your reasoning, I need to see if they can do this thing that you're saying that they do. So I'm taking this Real Techniques Defining Crease Brush. It's very nice. And I'm going into the white shade, which is called To Be Fair. She was like, to be fair, I used that word a lot. And I was like, I feel personally attacked. I do. I didn't feel like it necessarily lightened it out an awful lot. I think you need a lot of the white to get it to like lighten. And then I wasn't sure how much of this was down to just me blending and how much of it was the actual white. So I don't know. Like my rationale for using this was, by the way, I put it through the colour switch, was to give it a test. But I feel like I didn't really get to do that. It does lighten it a little bit, but again, I'm going to take the yellow Sunshine, pop that there, because the green has got mixed in there, even though this is clean, which is annoying me. Whatever, I'm taking more of To Be Fair and pop it up there. Do they have to match? No. Such things are fallacies. So it's kind of lightened it a little bit, but I wouldn't say by a lot. And I kind of go through each shade doing this, just kind of slightly lightening it, but not by much, because I'm lazy. The next thing then, I promise there's a reason for this. I have this melt brush. And again, like I said, I wanted to test the black as well, because I want to see, is that necessarily doing what I need it to do? And I went into Night Owl and I put it into the outer corner here, and I just tapped it first and then just did some blending. Now it takes a little bit to blend, but you know what? It's not the worst black I've ever come across. Really isn't. I'm trying to think of what might the worst black be. Oh, maybe that Milani from that Milani palette. You know, the Halloween one. Ugh, that was terrible. Still annoyed that I spent my money on that. And it's annoying because I know Milani can make really good products. So I'm like, I'm confused, Milani. What are you doing? Are you alright?
3 hours later.
I'm actually struggling quite a bit this time around. I love that it worked pretty okay off camera, but it's kind of muddying a bit, and I'm struggling to kind of get it back from there. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is kind of go over each of the shades. So take the yellow, take the green, which was Mamo, and the blue, which was Blue Lagoon. Smack them there. And again, I'm going to take that same brush that I had been using for the blending, put it through the colour switch again. I think I need to clean that colour switch. I don't know if it's as good as it was. No, see? It's fine. So, yeah, let's see if this will kind of help blend it a bit more, because it was getting very muddy.
1 eternity later.
Okay, I mean, it hasn't kind of blended that great this time around, which I'm like, but it is what it is. I am taking this Jessup 322, which is actually a brown liner, believe it or not, and I'm going into the shade Mirror Ball. Mirror, mirror. And I'm just going to pop it into the kind of center, or not the center, the inner part of the eye. That's right. Take biology with Teresa today, where you learn all about the anatomy. So, you know, you have your eyelid and your eyeball. Look, you know, I'd be terrible at all of that. I'm now taking this Suva brush, and it's the 350, and I'm going into the shade Not Gonna Lie, which is sort of like a coppery shade. So I didn't do a cut crease. Well done me. I expect some sort of a trophy or reward in the post ASAP. And now I am taking this Suva 530 brush, and I'm going into, there's a lot of kick up in the pan by the way, Festive, which is a lovely green. Just felt like going for a murky green here, because, you know, why not? Just try and pop that down. So I use the brush initially just to kind of figure out exactly where I'm placing it, and then I grab my gross disgusting finger. That's right, it's happening, it's very magical. And going into that and popping that on top, because why not? Why not? And in addition to that, I then took the shade Dreamy, which is that lovely kind of purpley one, and I just put that onto my finger and I popped that on top of it, because it gives you this extra kind of interesting sort of a sparkle. I don't know, I thought it was nice. So look, let me have this. You know, I'm not very good at this. I'll give it a go. Take this Morphe M152, and again I'm going into that shade Dreamy, so the shade I just had there, and I pop it just on the outer corners there, just to kind of, well, not blend it, but like merge it in with the rest of it. Yeah, so it's kind of simple enough from there. Just take this, what was this one? This was a Juvia's Place brush. Who knew I had it in me? And just swishy there on the Not Gonna Lie shade and bring it up, because it's not like a clean cut crease. It's just a little bit messy. It's a little bit all over the place, like me. You know, why not? And just kind of merging it there so that there isn't those harsh lines. Don't want those harsh lines. Do the eyes match? Not particularly. You're like, no, Teresa, I came here for the other eye. What have you done to yourself? I don't know. And then I'm just taking that melt brush again, putting it through that colour switch, because, you know, why not? And just blendy. I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, like once I put on lashes and stuff, it's a little bit better. In case you're wondering what I have in the waterline, it is the Beauty Bay liner in Peacock, and I have my Ardell's on again. So if you want to just go off, make yourself a cup of tea, make yourself comfortable, you know, we'll come back. I obviously still have to use the highlighter and the lip kit. I might use the highlighter and lip kit off camera because there's no point. I mean, it's just like popping it on, and I'll give you my overall impressions of the whole thing. Enjoy. Hello friends, I'm back. I did the rest of my face, and I obviously used the Revolution Sugar Frosting palette. I just used this one because I was like, this one might be a bit too dark for me. I am very, very pale. And I obviously then used the Candy Icing lip balm and lip pencil. So this is the done thing. What do we think? Is it good? Look, don't talk to me about my hair. I'm very aware I need to have a shower. I am gross. But it is currently 11 o'clock. So yeah, I'll do what I want. Okay, I'm going to zoom you in so you can see the eyes. I added a bit of the pink shade to the bottom lash line. That is called Lover. Lover. So yeah, I mean, I had a little bit of trouble kind of blending that black over here. That was really quite tricky. I'm taking these glasses off. I need to clean them. Brianna, I know. Don't worry. Don't come for me. Like, that's the least of my problems right now. Yeah, do you know what? It wasn't bad. Now the white, I don't think the white is necessarily that pigmented. I don't think it kind of blends things out as much as it could. But all in all, I think this is quite a nice eye look. Simple, but it's nice. Cece is just licking herself in the background. That's how little she cares about all of this. She just came in from the rain, so, you know, we'll let her have this. So I'm going to talk about each of these items one by one. I'm going to start off, obviously, with the eyeshadow palette. I think this is pretty darn good. I think the purple blended pretty darn okay. The Blue Lagoon wasn't a huge amount of pigment, but you could get it there. Mama was touch and go at times in terms of its pigment, but you can build it up, so no biggie. The shade, to be fair, I think is a bit of a letdown. I don't think it has a great white. The black, tricky to blend. Very, very tricky to blend. It's not the absolute worst, but it also isn't the absolute best. Where I think this palette really stands out is the shimmers. I really like this shade Dreamy, and Mirror Ball is very nice as well. So I think I tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 shades out of 18. So I think I can give something fairly okay. Do lick your legs. Erotic content. Who knows? So what would I give this? I would actually give this an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's pretty good. The conceptualization makes an awful lot of sense. It makes sense for Soph. You can see how this is related to her. I think the white is a bit and the black, it also needs a little bit more work. Then we have the duo. I got it in Sugar Frosting. I only tried this one because I think this one is too dark for me. I'm going to say it for the people in the back. I don't like duos because inevitably one shade doesn't work for me. But at this price I was like, meh, whatever, I'll figure out something to do with it. I think it's actually quite nice. I think if you're a makeup artist, this is a cheap way to add some bits to your kit. So in that sense, I think, yeah, not bad. I would give this an 8 out of 10. I just wish they had done this in singles rather than in duos. So obviously then I also got the lip kit. The lip pencil is pretty decent. It's pigmented, it's creamy, it doesn't pull, it doesn't tug. The colour itself is quite flattering. I think it'll suit a lot of people who are interested in nudes. I mean, seriously. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. Now, I think it's quite comparable to the Primark Pennies lip pencils. So I wouldn't say run out and get this lip duo. I wish they'd sold this separately because the Balm, I don't get it. I wouldn't have bought this by itself. I just got it in the kit because I was like, oh, I might as well. But I wish it had been something else. It's a Balm. It's not wildly pigmented. I think for that reason, I would give this a 4.5 out of 10. Like, this is selling me stuff I don't necessarily want. I only want half of the items. But that's it. She's still wet. It's the whole thing. Do please like, comment and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell if you are interested in seeing more of whatever it is that I'm doing on this channel. And who knows, I may have a cat cleaning themselves in the background. Do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case, you know, wrap it up, don't be gross. That's it, that's the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.